Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning into my channel called Take Heed to the Message with Abang Anwa. It just means queen. So today I was crying a little bit today. Okay, I was crying a little bit today because this story hit like it was nasty. It hit me. So I had to play Sadie Mae. I had to play her, Sweet Sadie. I had to play her because this woman is no longer here anymore. This type of black woman is no longer here. Sweet Sadie, this type of black woman is no longer here. When you can go, trigger warning everybody, this will be a heavy show today. When you can go and leave your babies for close to 5 years on their own. You left the oldest one. The oldest one is 10 years old. He was 10 years old when you left them. They didn't know how to fend for themselves, nothing. You left them in an apartment by themselves for close to 5 years. Nobody nobody smelled the stench that was coming from the house. Nobody smelled the stench. When you hear when you hear this story, immediately y'all want to go and say, well, where's the father? Where's the father? We not going to do that shit today. We not going to do that shit today. Because Sister Girl was on social media, okay? Sister Girl was on social media. She was enjoying herself. She was taking all these beautiful pics. She had her hair done at 27-inch wig. Sister Girl was living her life. While these three babies suffered, we're not going to talk about the brother today. We're not going to do that. Because my problem is, this is my problem. When a lot of y'all get out here, get out my baby face. That's my baby. Okay? When a lot of y'all get out here, that's my baby. That's my child. Okay? Okay? When a lot of y'all get out here and tell these men, you can't see your baby. The thing is, a lot of y'all will get in here and say, a man is supposed to fight to see their child. Let me check. Let me give you a little something, something. Do you, my sister, have to fight to see your baby? When your baby is sleeping in the next room, is someone blocking the door for you to fight to see your baby? Nobody is. Nobody is. This is why I keep saying this to y'all. I keep saying this. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. But when a woman, when she does things that the devil himself has never seen, the devil sit on the sideline. He watch. And let me take pointers. He watch. Because you left a 10-year-old and those other two was younger than him. And so he was taking care of these kids. He was trying to take care of his siblings, and he's 10. He's 10. Okay? This is why I say these children are built different from how we were growing up. They're built different. Because if my mama would have left me there, I'd be damned. I'm knocking on a neighbor's door. I'm knocking on a neighbor's door. I'm going to say something is wrong here. I haven't seen my mother in a week. I haven't seen my mother in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But these children are built different. Okay? These children are built different. 10 years old. You left the oldest one 10 years. He's 15 now. You left him 10 years old in the house with his two younger siblings. Feces and everything is all over this house. Okay? The title of this foolery today is A Michigan Modern Black Woman Leaves Children in a Biohazard Apartment for 4 years. The police could not even we gonna say 4 years, 4 or 5 years, okay? The police didn't even want to go into the apartment without a biohazard suit on. They had to go in there with a biohazard suit. These baby, their nails were hanging all out, all the nails. Nobody was caring for these kids. These kids looked like they were somewhere just laid out in the desert where no one was there to assist them. Nails were so long, they said. Their hair was tattered. Body was like terrible. They had to take them to a place to clean them up, okay? Care for children or something in Michigan. These people had to wash these children, scrub these kids, okay? Cut the nails, get their hair, fix their hair and everything. I'm going to share something with you. I don't want to hear shit about something was wrong with the mother. I don't want to hear shit about anything. Do you hear me? I hope they throw the motherfucking jail at that bitch. Do you hear me? Put that bitch under. I hope Big Bubba sister get that bitch. Okay? I'm not he does not support violence. I don't support violence. But bitch, what? Bitch, what? And this is the thing that the fake sisterhood will come out and they'll say, well, the father, bitch, what? I don't want to hear nobody say nothing. I don't want to hear nobody say nothing. Because y'all will get out here and excuse this behavior. This bitch, okay? Good morning, everybody. This bitch, okay? She was on social media. This bitch got a cat suit on and a 27-inch wig and got some long talons on her, okay? And I know some people are going to say, well, she was sending food daily to the children. She was sending food weekly to the children. You know how the landlord even found out something was wrong? She stopped sending rent. Like, you stopped. Like, did you wish these kids was dying or something? Because you just stopped paying rent on the apartment. That's only why the landlord was like, something is wrong. So you telling me all those months you abandoned those babies, bitch, you was paying rent in that apartment, so they didn't know that you left those kids alone. You know what some of y'all do? This is the uncomfortable truth. Some of y'all do this, okay? Some of y'all bitches do this shit. Okay? You alienate the daddy. Some of y'all bitches get up, take those kids, y'all leave and shit. Y'all leave, okay? Y'all leave and shit, okay? And so now the daddy don't even know where the kids at and shit, because some of y'all motherfuckers disappear. Okay? Some of y'all bitches disappear. Some of y'all bitches disappear. Okay, so cellulite, I see what you wrote. Now, my mom's blocked you, I guess, because it's capital. Cellulite, how are you? Good morning. Cellulite says, I have spoken to the father of the children and the father friends. She did all this on purpose after she put the father in jail and then put the popos on. Listen. Listen, thank you for the info. But I knew it was something. But thank you so much for the info. I appreciate you. Personal protection order. Okay. Thank you. Personal protection order. Can you imagine? Now, I knew it was something, but they didn't put that out there. So, Cellulite, thank you so much. Can you imagine? This is why when I say to y'all, my sisters and brothers, when I say to y'all that some of our sisters will sit up there and they will do shit that the devil has never seen. The devil got to take pointers. Wait a minute. Hold on. Got to write it down. Okay? I don't want to hear anything that she was sick. I don't want to hear anything she was going through trauma, because this bitch was on social media. This bitch was on social media with that 27-inch wig and shit and body tight clothes. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't make no excuses. I don't want to hear nothing. If I see you make excuses in my chat, Maz, block them. Maz, block them. Drop them from the channel. Because this is nonsense right here. This is pure tea nonsense. Okay? The thing that hurts so much, this is the thing that hurts so much. This is the thing that hurts so much, y'all. Okay? You will get in here, okay? We will get in here and say, well, he's supposed to fight to see his children. He's supposed to get in here and fight to see his children. Okay? Right? Okay. Now, when you, the mother, got to go see your babies, they in the next room. Is somebody blocking your ass from getting into the room? Is somebody blocking you? I had said this already this morning. There's somebody blocking your punk ass. Nobody is blocking you, damn it. Nobody is blocking you, bitch. Nobody. But yet, you know. I don't listen. This is what hurts. Those babies, 10 years old, you left in the house. You know what I'm saying? 10 years old, you left. Thank you, Cellulite. I see what you put in there. I appreciate you. You left this 10-year-old to govern over his 2 younger siblings in the house. Oh my God. Y'all, I shared the video with y'all. I shared the video with y'all. The house looked like hell on earth. These babies suffered for like 4 to 5 years. These babies suffered going through nonsense. Let's get to the video. I'm angry and I'm trying not to cry at the same time. So let's just get to the video, okay? Okay? I'm angry and say, somebody block Daisy ass right now. Get this bitch out my chat right now. Get out of my chat right now. Thank you. Now, I don't have time to play nothing, okay? Don't do nothing. If you don't understand what we saying, just be quiet. Just be quiet. This is not a time. I'm not playing today. There's no games today. Because I was crying about this shit this morning before I came down. I'm not playing. Don't do nonsense in my chat. Don't come here. Don't come here to do foolery. I'm not playing. Don't come here to do foolery. I really have a problem today. Don't come do nonsense over here today. I will block a bitch in a minute. Don't do nonsense over here today. She left these babies. I don't want to hear nothing about the daddy. I don't want to hear shit about the daddy. Okay? You telling me this woman don't have she's not in her right mind? Okay? I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. She not in her right mind. Okay? I don't want to hear none of that shit. Okay? Because she's shaking ass all on social media. I don't want to hear nothing. This is not fake sisterhood today. We're not doing none of that shit today. Okay? Let me get to the video. Okay? I don't know how we think that, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nobody say, oh, mentally something's wrong. I don't want to hear she. Don't say none of that shit. Don't say none of that shit, okay? These babies suffered. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't say nothing. My mods, any bullshit, block. I listen, block them. I don't give a fuck. Do you hear me? I don't care. Uh-huh. So, oh my God. Listen. Today is not the day. Today is not the day. Today is not the day. I don't know how anybody could justify this. I don't know how anybody could justify any of this nonsense. And that's the gospel truth. I don't know how. I don't know how anybody could justify anything like this. And we get in here and be like, well, sis, you know, she was going through something. You know, sis, she was going through. No, we won't be doing that today. So she was going through something. You don't know. You don't know what she was going through. So I don't want to hear none of that. Don't want to hear none of that. Okay. Shout out to this amazing content creator, Eric J. Street. Shout out to this brother. Okay. Shout out to this brother. All right. Here we go.
Upset about it, like, oh my God, this is right in our neighborhood. How could something like this happen?
Pontiac resident Emma Gross lives a few streets over from the home where the kids were found. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office says the house was covered in piles of trash as high as 4 feet in some rooms. There was even mold and human feces throughout the house.
It's pretty heartbreaking that the kids would have to live under those conditions.
Sheriff Michael Bouchard tells me a 15-year-old boy and his 2 sisters, ages 12 and 13, hadn't been outside the home in years and were surviving off of weekly drop-offs of prepared food.
It kind of reminds me of the commercials you see where animals are living in very deplorable conditions. We'll kind of take that times 10, and that's what the kids were living in for years.
The boy told deputies that his mother abandoned them back in either 2020 or 2021. Deputies were recently called because the landlord of the home asked for them to do a welfare check.
The landlord said he hadn't seen her for some time, and I think, as our detectives mentioned, that hadn't paid her rent going back to October.
The kid's mother was arrested on Friday, and Bouchard says she had been living somewhere else in Pontiac. The kids hadn't been in school since they were abandoned.
That's going to be a very long process to figure this all out. Not just how they are, both mentally and physically, but how did this ever happen to have these kids fall through the cracks on so many levels with relatives, the community, and with schools?
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've seen, child neglect and other situations where they're living in bad places, but not to this level and not for this extended duration.
Everybody's upset about it, like, oh my.
And she lived there. She still lived in Pontiac. I hope I'm saying the town right. She still lived there. But she left these babies on their own to fend for themselves and weekly dropped off food. So that was like, those Uber Eats or something, drop off food, okay, to these babies, okay? So, but the house looked like a hazmat area, okay? The videos and the pictures that the police have posted, the house looked like, you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine? Let's continue. Hold on. We ain't done. We not done yet. You know what hurts so bad? Is that my sisters will get in here and they will make an excuse about what this woman did. My sisters will get in here and make an excuse because the first thing you will hear the fake sisterhood do. Okay? The first thing you will hear the fake sisterhood do is, well, where was the father? We not gonna do that today. We not at all. This bitch was happily living on her own while these babies suffered. Okay? These babies was going through hell. Here's the police chief.
On a case and an investigation where a mom is accused of leaving alone her kids in a neglected home for years. Let's listen on Live Now from Fox. Some of this content could be very, very hard to really retain here, so viewer discretion is advised as we learn the details of this case.
Agreement was arrived at in 2022, but the mother still would not allow him to see the kids. So that's what we've learned so far.
Now, did y'all hear that part? The mother would not allow him to see the kids. Did you hear that part? I don't want to hear he should have been fighting for his children. He should have been a good father. He's supposed to fight for his kids. He's supposed to be able to see his children. Oh my God, he didn't fight hard enough. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear none of that shit. The judges need to start locking y'all bitches up who prevent these daddies from seeing their children. Okay? The judges need to start locking y'all bitches up that get in here and tell these men, that's my baby. And then what y'all do? Y'all got these babies under your roof and you start hurting these kids because you don't like the father. You don't like the father. Y'all start abusing these children. Okay? Let me share something with you. There should be a hotline for fathers. When the mother get in here talking about you can't see your kid, call a hotline, damn it. Call a hotline, damn it. Because now y'all be taking these kids. Y'all take them to another state. I never heard no shit like this. You just disappear with the baby. Take the baby to another state. The father don't know what's going on. And y'all quick to tell these men, oh, this is my motherfucking baby. This is my baby. You know, y'all quick to say that shit. This is my baby. Okay? I do what the hell I want to do. This is my baby. This is the nonsense that y'all say. I don't want to hear nobody get in here. Don't say anything crazy. Do not say any. My mods, baby, I don't care who they are. I don't care how many times I talk to them. Okay? Anybody get in here and say some shit, block their ass. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. This is not the day. This is not the day to do foolery. Okay? Let's continue.
Preliminarily, we're going to go back and double check all these timelines and that kind of information. So he, in essence, had lost contact with the kids. And that's where that stood. So we've had questions about that. The other questions that we've had was, who were the other people potentially dropping food at the house other than the mother? So far, again, the investigation is pretty layered and complex given that it was going over years. But it appears those are companies like an Instacart or a DoorDash, things like that. So, so far, none of the people that were coming to the house had any awareness that there were kids inside or the situation in which they were delivering to. Obviously, the question was somebody dropping food off knowing there's kids there? No information at this point leads us to believe that. The kids were forensically interviewed, with our partners at Care House. They've already been seen once at McLaren. We intend to have them at a much more detailed, both physical and mental health kind of checkup, if you will. That will happen hopefully this week. When our detectives saw them at their interview at Care House, they were already making amazing progress, having had some tender love, having had some supportive care, having been put in new clothing and some basic hygiene. The one detective said that the little girl was talking quite a bit. So that's super exciting to see that happening. And as it relates to being in the house, the only one of the three that ever came out was the young boy, and he came out twice. Once because he wanted to feel the grass, which by itself is heartbreaking, and a second time to check the mail. So you wouldn't do this to an animal, let alone your child. So, just to hear that he came out to touch the grass is just crushing, soul crushing on so many levels. As it relates to the house, we have obviously released pictures. I'll get my technical expert up. You've already seen some of these pictures. I rolled that little mouse, but it didn't want to cooperate. So inside of the home, as I had mentioned with these pictures, trash was piled, in some places 3 and 4 foot high. Everything was covered with feces and trash. The toilet had become non-functional, and the bathtub was filled with feces. That's the kind of situation these poor kids had been living in for years, not just hours or days, for years. And so when you have the complete lack of hygiene, a complete breakdown of basic living conditions that they were subjected to. And to get a little deeper into that, detectives have narrowed down the initial abandonment they believe to be somewhere in the spring to summer of 2020. Obviously, COVID played a little part in the disconnect potentially with schools and school communications. In 2020, the mother dropped off some trash bags, gloves, and Febreze, and that was about the last thing related to hygiene. 2020, in the height of COVID, okay? Towards the end, the children apparently were getting a loaf of bread dropped off that was intended to last 3 to 4 days. So, I mean, obviously on so many levels, the conditions are horrendous and the situation terrible. So what we're trying to do in the meantime, and as it relates specifically to the case, the preliminary report has been turned over to the prosecutor. We're adding some more stuff for them. They're in the process of determination. When I heard about this, I called her on the weekend and let her know it was coming, and she has her staff queued up, and they're in that process. As it relates to the kids, the first thing we wanted to do is obviously get them safe and to get them clean and get them enclosed. And I will say we have one of the most generous communities, I think, in the world. We put on there that we needed clothing, and this is just a tiny sample of what we've received. At the office of another office of ours, we have bags and bags. So we don't need any more clothing.
So I see you, Miss Straight Up No Chaser, and Melissa, I see y'all. My sisters, let me share something with y'all. When I heard this story yesterday, baby, man, my heart, I'm telling you right now, my heart. Because you left 3 babies since 2020. You left these babies alone on their own. Nobody was fending for them. This is why I tell y'all all the time. This is why I say to y'all, not all of us is supposed to have children. Y'all be getting offended with me when I be saying that stuff. Not all of us is supposed to have children. Because these people, y'all, some of these people that you don't know how to tend to kids, you don't know how to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. So when I say this, a lot of y'all get offended. So take heed, you wrong. No, I'm not wrong. All of us should not have kids. When you go and leave these babies for going on 4 to 5 years like that, and I let's finish it. Let's finish it.
Appreciate it. The family and the kids greatly appreciate it. And so we're kind of pivoting now to financial support. And we have put up a link, if you will, to the charity Mission Oakland, and 100% of it will go to the kids. Unlike some of the traditional fundraising methodologies you see out there, they take a percentage, 100% of this will go to the kids. What I am asking is, again, our generous viewers and listeners out there and readers, we're looking for a law firm that would set up a trust fund so that we can take 100% of what we receive in donations for these kids and put it in a trust that can be administered, that can take care of maybe their medical bills, mental health, visits, and if there's any overage, maybe set some money aside for their future education. This is going to be a long-term situation, and so we'd like to be able to kind of hand the baton to a trust fund that will manage it in a way that makes sure it's just the kids. Not suggesting anybody else would do anything with it, but we're looking for a mechanism where we can hand this off. So if there's a firm out there that would like to set up a trust fund for these kids, then we'll deposit any receipts that we have. In a very short period of time, I think we've already got $15,000 to $20,000 in on our donations. So we're gonna, obviously have some real dollars to be able to give these kids, but that won't make up for the 3-4 years that they've been subjected to these conditions. I've said this more than once, but you see those videos of animals in just terrible conditions on commercials, and it pulls at your hearts. When
the chief had said this, that even animals don't get, you know what I'm saying? Even animals, when they get treated, it's not like this. It breaks your heart. Do you hear what I'm saying? He said, when you see animals that get treated, right? He said when the animals get treated, bad, right? He said, it's not like this. That's what he said. Y'all, this house was nasty, y'all. Fetus, feces everywhere, y'all. The toilet was messed up. These kids, these babies was sleeping on pizza boxes, y'all. Pizza boxes. The house was in turmoil. And this bitch on social media, posting shit on social media. This bitch posted shit on social media, half naked and shit. Got that 27-inch wig and shit on her fucking head. Take heed to the message. I don't support violence. I don't support violence. But that shit bring me back to the days when I was young and I would stomp a bitch out. Because that shit hurt me when I was watching this stuff yesterday. And on my way taking our last morning to school, I was still crying. She was like, Mama, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing wrong. Because when you're a mother and you hear shit like this, I don't care what color you are, but when you're a mother and you hear stuff like this shit hurts. Do you hear what I'm saying? This shit hurts when you could just sit there and you hear stuff like this. This is why I play Sweet Sadie, because we don't have mothers like this no more. We don't. Y'all get mad with these men about bullshit, and then you don't want to take care of kids. Why are you up there fucking like that? Why are you up there spreading your legs like that if you didn't want no children? This is the shit that I be talking about. You couldn't take care of those babies. You should have gave them to their father. You ain't want to be responsible for those babies. You should have gave them to their father. Instead of you just leave them in the house like that on their own. Instead of leaving them in the house on their own. But you got enough time to go to social media and shake your ass. You got enough time to be booty butt naked on social media and not worry about your babies. This is the shit that I be talking about, that some of us should not have children. This is the shit that I'm talking about right here. Whatever you went through with this baby daddy, I don't give a fuck. You supposed to take care of those children. You didn't want them. Give those children up. Give them up instead of laying there and mistreating them. You left them in a house full of feces everywhere. Y'all know ain't no 10-year-old. Listen, I'm going to share something with y'all. These kids are not built like us when we was growing up. My 70s and 80s babies, these children were not built like us growing up. Some of our mamas did crack runs and she was gone for like a week or 2 weeks. The house was clean. The house was clean. Nothing was going on. Nobody crazy came in the house. We were going to school, all that stuff, while mama did her crack run in the projects. And you knew how to cook. This is not back when we was growing up, 70s and 80s babies. This is not like how mama used to go somewhere and be gone for days. This woman left these babies for 4 to 5 years. The oldest one don't even know how long she left. The oldest one can't even recall. Can't even recall. Sister 1973, I saw your super chat, baby. Thank you. I appreciate you. I don't want to hear this woman went through anything. I don't want to hear that, oh, she was traumatized when she was young. I don't want to hear somebody was whooping on her. I don't want to hear none of that shit because I'm going to share with you why I don't hear it. I don't want to hear it. Will y'all be making excuses like this? Yes, I called it motherfucking excuses. Yes, I called it motherfucking excuses. I grew up with 2 crack addict parents, okay? 2 of them motherfuckers. I was touched when I was young, many times, multiple times and shit. And I was a baby mama. I went through hell, but I didn't put my children through the same hell. What kind of nonsense? I don't want to hear nothing. That's why when y'all come in here with these excuses, a bitch like me look at you and say, what the fuck? Because you went through some shit. You think it's okay to let your baby go through some shit. Mr. He said, thank you for the $2 super chat, sir. I see what you put. Shame. Hashtag Mrs. She said, shame, damn it. Shame. This woman right here, she gave birth to these beautiful children. 3 beautiful children she gave birth to. She gave birth to 3 beautiful children. But because of the hatred she had towards the father. Because of the hatred she had towards the father. She wanted these children to die. Nobody will get up here and tell me she didn't want these babies to die. She wanted these babies to die. She wanted these babies to die. Those babies got a testimony. You hear me? Them babies, they got a testimony. These babies got a testimony. They got a testimony. Right now, you can't see it, but these babies got a testimony. May Yahweh guide their steps through life. May he bless everything that they touch that glorifies his name. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I don't want to hear nobody talking about she was going through this. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Nobody better not get in here and tell me any of that nonsense. I don't care about nothing that bitch was going through because 3 children she left to die. She left these babies to die. We always get in here and we gonna dog walk the men. Y'all get in here. We gonna dog walk the men. You know, when shit like this happen, we gonna dog walk the men. Yesterday, and I ain't here to tell nobody business, but yesterday I watched a brother say how the stuff he going through with his baby mama. Shout out to this brother. The stuff he going through with his baby mama, he thinking about leaving the town that he in for the stuff he going through with his baby mama. Do you know how much stuff some of these brothers go through, them good ones who want to love their children, want to take care of their kids, that we'll get out here, because that's what the media trying to do. Well, let's get out here and bash the baby daddy. Just like that bitch right now, that other one, one of our sisters who left her 2 babies in that van while she was in a casino gambling. Nobody mentioned her being in a casino. Nobody mentioned her being in a casino. Nobody talk about that. They just know those kids were in that van and they passed away because of hypothermia. They only mention that. This woman called the state one time for help. Nobody mentioned that. So now they're clowning the baby father that he hasn't seen his kids in 3 months because she prevented him from seeing these kids. They out here clowning the baby father because he's asking for a GoMe fund to bury these children. Okay? So now we got to get in here. We're going to bash the daddy. But this bitch right here, she left these babies in a van to go fucking gambling. Nobody bashed this bitch. She crying. So nobody bashed this bitch. Nobody say nothing. This bitch need to go to jail too. This one need to go to jail too. Put her under the motherfucking jail too. I don't care if she worked there. I don't give a fuck if she worked at the casino. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Where are you? What state do you live in where it's cold as shit and you leave these babies in a vehicle? And now you rushing them to the hospital talking about my baby gonna pass away, my baby passing away. So you telling me y'all don't know if you leave children in a cold vehicle and they're not dressed at all, they got a t-shirt on and shit, okay? You telling me that that's okay? She was crying, just like this one, but they didn't show this one. They didn't show her, okay? This one who left her babies, they didn't show her. The baby daddy said he didn't even know all this was going on because they prevented every situation. The baby daddy was prevented from seeing the children. Regardless if any woman get in here and say this is some Pookie and Ray stuff, this is this and that. Let me share something with you. Even kings go through this too. Even a man with a king mindset, he goes through this too. That he wants to love his children and take care of his children. And then you'll get the mother that she will move out of the town that he was living in or the state he was living in because there's no paperwork on the child so the mama can go and take this baby. It's only when you got joint custody, this bitch can't move nowhere. Joint custody, they can't do nothing. The law got him. Joint custody. But now, a brother I heard yesterday said he want to leave where he at because of the nonsense his baby mama has been putting him through. But y'all will get in here and say these men gotta fight to see their children. They supposed to fight to see their children. As soon as they fight to see their children, what happened? They go to jail. They go to jail. They gonna go to jail. They gonna go to jail. They come and come to your house and start tearing shit up. They going to jail. These men going to jail. But this is the story that y'all tell these black men. Oh, you got to get in here. You got to fight to see your children. You got to fight to see your children. I'm not taking up for the brothers. I won't hear nobody say, oh, keep taking up for the brothers. I'm not taking up for the brothers. My sisters who are lionesses that's in my chat, y'all know this shit ain't right. Y'all know that this shit ain't right. It ain't that we taking up for the brothers or none of that. Y'all know this shit is not right. I don't entertain the fake sisterhood over here. So if you was in my motherfucking chat putting shit in my chat, Maz, block this bitch. Whoever it is that's putting shit in my chat, block this bitch. This is not us talking bad about black women and saying all this shit. No, this is not. This is between right and motherfucking wrong. This is what this shit is. Right and wrong. This is what this shit is. It is not no gender war. It's not none of that stuff. This is between what is right and what is wrong. What woman thinks that this is okay to leave their children like this? For 4 to 5 years, you leave these babies like this. It hurts so bad because when you hear the story, if you hear the story, my sisters, when you hear the story, Robbie, I didn't even know you was in my chat until Ricky said something. How you doing? This is not about this. Oh my God. My sisters, I want y'all to look at this. Look at this. Mrs. She said, look at this, my sister. Hashtag shame. Look at this, my sister. Look at this. 18, look at this. This is some fuck shit. Look at this. Realistic vibe. Do you see what I'm talking about? Renee, do you see this? 1973, do you see this? Melissa, do you see this? Brittany, do you see what I'm talking about? This is the shit that I be talking about. When I say all of us is not supposed to have babies. This is the shit that I be saying. Because you mad with this baby daddy. You mad with him. So you fuck the kids. That's what it is. Fuck the kids, right?
Imagine maybe by 10 living in what we showed you and then play it out over years, not days or weeks. So it's hard to wrap your head around this one. So there's going to be a lot of long-term, I think, mental health and educational needs and things that we want to try to help with the family to get to that point. The other thing I'd like to mention, the family is asking, apparently, some of the folks that are now involved with the kids that didn't know, that's another question we've asked, they didn't know what was going on with the kids. They had been told by her that somebody else was babysitting the children or other kinds of things. So they were unaware what was happening so far, according to our investigation. But what they're asking is they feel like they're being hounded by media outlets. So they'd like to get some privacy for their kids and the grandkids and the aunts and those folks want just a little bit of a safe bubble, if you would. So they asked that, which of course we're going to do. Now, on another front, all of us are asking, how the heck did this happen? How did we lose 3 kids? How'd they fall through the system? The community, the relatives, the schools, how did no one know? And the easiest answer we could come up with, and I put on my old legislative hat, and thank heavens we've got a person on our staff that also had worked in the legislature, and we examined the school code, and there's some gaps that we think in part allowed this to happen. And so what we're going to suggest is there needs to be some changes in state law. Right now, basically, there is no specific duty required that is triggered by certain actions. So what I mean by that is a school district, in this case, received a request for records from another school in Pontiac, but no verification the children ever moved to that school. And so at some point, when they didn't show up, they were just dropped off the enrollment of the school that sent the transcripts. So no one knew that they were nowhere. And so what we're proposing.
So let me make sure I have this right. So it looked like she did a school change. It looked like she did a school change, and that's how the ball dropped. That's how the ball dropped. Jersey is different. Jersey is different. Because Jersey got to communicate with the other school. Shout out to Jersey. Jersey is different. They have to communicate with the other school, because when we moved down here from Orange, they had to get the information from the school. Once they linked up with the school, then they sent the school records. Like, I didn't physically take no records down here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't physically take any school records down here. They had to link up with the school first. Okay, the school system down here. And then I was able to get the little card that said your child is unenrolled from the school. Then I took it down here to this school district. So I'm going to share something with y'all. It sounds like this bitch, she planned to do this. That's what it sounds like to me. She planned to do this. She planned to do it. I may be wrong. I'm trying to calm down a little bit, y'all. I'm trying to calm down a little bit to do this show. I'm trying to calm down a little bit. But I'm so angry. I'm so angry. And all my sisters, I don't care what color you are, you got to be angry too. You got to be angry too. This is when I get in here and I play Sweet Sadie, there's no more mothers like this. There is no more mothers like Sweet Sadie. No. 34 years old. That's what one of y'all said in the chat. She was 34 years old. Oh my God. That's right. Melissa is right. We need to hold one another accountable. Too many people out there excusing bad behavior. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Renee said, "You don't sound wrong, Queen." Renee. I'm telling you, I'm trying. I'm trying. This nasty. Tara said, "This is wrong. Just evil." It is. It is. Them babies went through 4 to 5 years going through this nonsense on their own. When she left them, if I'm calculating this correctly, when she left them, the oldest one was 10. The oldest one was 10, and the rest of them were just, right under him. Are you serious? Are you serious? So now the babies are with grandma and grandpa, and they didn't know these babies was going through all this turmoil. They did not know these babies be going through all this turmoil. Mm-mm, mm-mm. They ain't know. Because we out here talking about that's my baby. Ain't no man gonna tell me what to do with my baby. You can't see my baby. All this nonsense. Mm-mm-mm. Oh my God. It's so sad. Listen. Listen, y'all. Y'all know, let me share something with y'all. I try not to do too many topics like this because some of this stuff that be happening, it brings me back to when I was younger. Like a lot of the stuff that I hear, this stuff like bring me back to when I was younger and the stuff that I was going through. And mm, all I want to say is that we a different breed. We different. 70, 80 babies, we are so different. Because I'm gonna share something with you. There was times where, and my mama, let me share something with y'all. When my mama did drug binges, okay, when she used to disappear, one thing I gotta say about my mama is that she came back in the night. She came back. She might have been gone all morning getting high, but she came back in the night. So at the time, young Take Heed was taking care of her brothers and sisters while mama was gone. None of them ever got hurt. Made sure they was fed and already took the bath, getting ready for school in the morning. And my mama will walk in, drugged up and everything. And I would be so mad with her. I'd be so mad with her. I looked at my mama for a long time and I used to say, why did my father mess with this woman? No lie. And anytime she would get mad with me, she'd say, you look just like that black motherfucker. Until I got older and I told her, I said, Mama, you said I look just like that black motherfucker. I can't help that I look like her, Mama. I can't help that I look like him. The thing that hurts so bad is that I don't know what to say. Like, y'all writing all this stuff in the chat, and I'm loving y'all for that. Thank you so much for the evidence that I heard and everything today. Okay? But this is not one of my specialties when I'm in here and I'm trying to get in here and break this down. I'm actually, this is hurting me. Do you understand? This is bothering me, and I'm trying to do this show, but it's bothering me. It hurts. I have 5 children total. 5 kids I have. 5 children total I have. And I would never in a million years want my kids to go through the nonsense that I have went through. And I would never want to see any other child go through this foolery. I would never want to see any children go through this foolery. But when you get on social media, right? When you get on social media, right? And you read in the story, and you see other black women in there, and they not calling and checking her. You know what I'm saying? They going in on the man. Like it's the man fault, but nobody in here talking about how she was all taking all these pictures on social media, half naked, living her life, and these children were suffering. Nobody thinking about that. No, it's the baby daddy. It's the baby daddy. It's his fault. Nobody is checking the sister like, nah, bitch, nah, bitch, nah, bitch. Nobody. It's you know what I'm saying? Our culture has come to something that it's okay to leave your baby suffering. It's okay to leave your baby suffering because you don't like the baby daddy. You and the baby daddy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's okay to hurt the children because you and the baby daddy don't get along. You and the baby daddy don't see eye to eye, so it's okay to abuse the kids. Right. Side, I see what you wrote. I see what you wrote. I don't like my baby daddy, so I'm going to get in here and I'm going to abuse my children. I'm going to mistreat them. I'm going to dog walk my babies because I don't like my baby daddy. Mama, did you not lay up in this hospital and have this baby? Did you not, were you not 2 minutes, 2 steps from heaven door, from having this baby? And so it's okay for me to abuse this baby and watch this baby suffer because I don't like the daddy. I don't like the daddy, damn it. I don't like the daddy. I don't like the daddy. So I'm going to get in here and I'm going to abuse this baby. I'm going to mistreat this baby. But nobody, you don't know, it's the baby daddy. It's the baby daddy fault. It's the baby daddy fault that the children are suffering. Nobody calls the mama on shit. Mr. He says, not the mama, not the mama. Shout out to Mr. He said, not the mama. Not the mama. That's the shit right there. I hope they put that bitch under the jail. I hope Big Bertha whooped that bitch every day, like a runaway slave. I hope Big Bertha whooped that bitch every day, like a runaway slave. I'm not lying. And some of y'all gonna get in here and say, "Take heed, you a Christian woman. How could you say something like that?" I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And that's not me disrespecting God, but this is nasty. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, Cellulite, thank you. I appreciate you for saying that. You said she's in isolation, in isolation because the other. Am I saying that right? Because the other women in jail won't stop attacking her. All right, that's good. That's good. I hope somebody mess up and let her come out again. Let them whoop on that ass. Yes, she wanted those children to die. She wanted those children to die. This the shit that I be talking about. Nasty. Ellis said, "That's awesome." Yes, Ellis, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's awesome. Yep. And Mimi, you right. How come that other one is not in jail too? The one who left her babies in the car too. Yep. Somehow they spent that story around. I don't know what's gonna be the ending of that one, Mimi. Oh my God. All right, y'all. We're going to get through this. I'm trying not to stop the video. It's a painful though.
And so what we're proposing, and we're already communicating to a potential bill sponsor, is some amendments to the school code that will close that communication gap so that before a child is unenrolled, they have to obtain written confirmation that child's someplace else. That doesn't happen now. And that's what happened here, it appears. It's still, again, being investigated because we're going back years and trying to check records. But it looks like based on that request for records, neither of them knew where that child was and presumed, I guess, that the other one had the children. So the other thing, and this is the specific language, but it goes into basically filling that gap, closing that hole so that if a child doesn't show up at a school for a period of time, then it triggers a follow-up where they have to communicate with either a truancy officer or law enforcement to begin an examination of what happened to these kids. Where are they? You know, it's unbelievable to think that we've got 3 kids that fell off everybody's map for years. So that goes to the second part, as I said, within 20 days, the sending school that sent those records has to notify the truancy officer if they have not received written confirmation that that child is someplace else safe. So it shortens the window. First trigger is 10 days, second trigger is 20 days. And obviously this can be worked on, amended, or changed by the legislature. We're just suggesting there's got to be some accountability measures so we don't have kids fall through the cracks in such a horrific way. And that is the direct donation link to the children and their needs. So that's kind of the basics of where we are. As I said, we're going to have some follow-up investigative things we're going to be doing. We're going to check much more deeply the children's physical and mental well-being. Obviously, we're going to need to get an educational assessment on where they are. Without any education for a period of years, you know, you hear how many kids across this country fell way behind from 1 year of COVID. Imagine where these kids are. And so, you know, we don't have a clue. Where are they educationally in terms of acuity and also mental health and all the developmental things that happen in those critical years, we don't know. And they're going to have needs with that. So it's a big undertaking, a big process, and one of the most tragic long-term abuse situations I've ever seen. I've been in this a long time. So that's kind of where we sit. Questions?
What did mom say or do to make her children so scared of leaving the house for years?
They were just scared. I don't know that she said anything particular that she's admitted to us, but they were afraid to leave. I know that much.
What's the latest with mom? I know the prosecutor's looking at this, but where is she? What's going on?
In custody with us.
Is she cooperating?
Yeah, I mean, she's talking to us, but we've got some follow-up secondary things that we want to ask her based on more information that's come to our attention since this originally surprisingly came to our attention when we were thinking we were going to check on her welfare and found 3 kids.
Any idea on the state of her mental health?
I have no information or background that she's got any mental health challenges, but obviously that.
And you see that part, we gotta ask, does she have any mental health issues? We gotta ask that part. You know what I'm saying? Do she have any mental health issues? Okay? But yet she's booty butt naked on IG. Okay? But we gotta get in here because we got to give an scapegoat. Okay? Does she have any mental health issues? But yet she had them deliver food. The children had a delivery system for food every week. Every week, food that was already prepared. Okay? The only problem that all this stuff got exposed is because she stopped paying a rent. She stopped paying a rent on that apartment. That's only how all this stuff got exposed. What did she say to those babies not to even let them go knock on a neighbor's door? To get out that nasty house? What did she say to those babies that scared the shit out of them that they wasn't supposed to come out that house? She had to say something to them to make them scared to come out that house. The boy said I only was outside twice to get the mail and also to touch the grass outside. This baby said, I went to touch the grass outside.
Yeah, all part of the case.
And she message for everyone who's stepped up to make donations, whether it's been financial or all these supplies that have come in.
A heartfelt, warm thank you to everybody that has stepped up. I mean, as I said, in very short order, we got a ton of clothing, so much we had to say, okay, we got enough of that. Let's pivot to other ways we can help, and people have jumped in on that. I honestly think we have one of the most generous communities in the world, and I've seen it time and time again. This goes back more than 20 years when I went to Ground Zero after 9/11. And so many police and fire families were decimated. And at that time, there was no mechanism. They immediately had their livelihood cut off, and these families had no income whatsoever. And so I started raising money in this area for the New York firefighters and police officers. And we raised hundreds of thousands of dollars in very short order and gave it to those families before they got any assistance from anyone else. That's this community. That's the heart and soul of this community. So, I just say thank you.
What about the landlord? Usually when you're renting, the landlord or somebody will come in and do a maintenance check. What are they saying?
Well, the landlord's the one that actually called in a welfare check. He said he hadn't heard from who he thought was the tenant for a period of time, and she hadn't paid her rent since October. So, typically a landlord would respond if there's complaints about something not working. But he was unaware of any of this. He actually sent us there to check on what he thought was his.
So she hasn't paid the rent since October. This is what alarmed the landlord. So what does that mean, y'all? She was on Section 8. That means that she paid a small portion of her rent. That means she was on Section 8. Because Nobody will let their tenant go from October to now to not pay their rent. So that means she paid probably $15 or $20 or maybe $100 on her rent. And so it didn't bother him enough to go after her, because more than likely she was on a Section 8 program in that type of townhouse. In that type of townhouse, y'all. You hear what I'm saying? Nobody would let their tenant go that many months without contacting them. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because most of the time when you on Section 8, your rent is like what? Sometimes it's 25, sometimes it's 75, sometimes it's 100. It depends on how much money you bring in. So more than likely, this woman was on assistance. Okay, she on assistance, but now that gives this gives the alarm of the Section 8 inspection is every year. So this right here. This is a whole issue right here, because every year Section 8 does an inspection of the property. So that means somebody didn't do their job. They just continued to keep paying the landlord. And they didn't go and inspect no house or nothing. Because anytime this is your time to tell on the landlord if the landlord wasn't doing the right thing. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Miss Straight Up No Chaser. That's right. You speaking the truth. Can you imagine, y'all? Can you imagine? So how she got caught is because she hasn't been paying this rent. She hasn't been paying this rent, because this could not be the full rent she was missing since October. This can't be. No landlord is gonna let you stay like that. Since October, you ain't been paying no rent since October. That's why it leads me to say that she was paying a small portion of her rent. No landlord would let you stay like that. Say your rent is about $1,500. Ain't no landlord gonna let you keep missing $1,500. Do you hear what I'm saying? Since October.
And that's when we found the kids.
And what's going to happen to that apartment or that townhouse right now? I mean, is it dangerous for the people that are, next door? It's a kind of compact area.
Yeah, that will probably be up to the health department and other folks that will have.
And I'm going to share something with you, because I just saw Walker put this in here. Walker said government jobs, that's why cuts are happening. People are just collecting checks. Now I'm going to share something with you. This falls under the HUD, though, Walker. This falls under HUD. Section 8 is HUD. This falls under HUD. So the HUD inspectors did not do the right thing. They didn't go out and inspect this house. And if the HUD doesn't get to inspect the house, what happens? You don't get no money. The money stop. If they don't get out there to be able to inspect that house, that money stops. They don't just let the money continue. Do you hear what I'm saying? They don't just let the money keep coming in. Let's continue.
Make a determination of how they move that forward. I mean, when we processed that scene for evidentiary value, our folks were wearing hazmat suits. I mean, on every level, it's a biohazard.
He said hazard suits. He said they had to go in with hazard suits, y'all.
You keep briefing for the officers who found that. Do they go through any kind of debriefing? That's got to be kind of hard for them.
Horrific. I mean, again, I've been in this business a long time. The worst thing for our folks, our men and women on the front lines, is when they have an issue with kids. because most of them, bring that home in a way that connect. They look at their kid and they see the other kid in this situation, and they just begin to, personalize it, and it tears them up. So thankfully, we've got a great peer-to-peer program, and that was initiated immediately once we learned what the situation was, to both debrief them and make sure that they have some opportunity to process what they were involved in, and how to, in a healthy way, move forward. After you see some of the terrible things we see in our world, homicides and abuse, you'll never unsee it, but you have to find a healthy way to process it, and then take another step forward and go back out and continue to do your job.
Were comfort dogs like Callie brought into the kids at the hospital and things, and how did that go?
Yes, I think 2 came right away, and that's been, here Callie sits in this corner. Our comfort dogs have been involved in so many tragedies. When I started this program, I thought, well, this will be helpful here and there. It's almost a daily thing. It is daily if you consider how it helps our people. But, think where these dogs have been. They've been to Oxford. They've been to the splash pad scene. They've been to suicides. They've been to, one thing after another. And I think they make an amazing difference.
Do you have any information at all as to why this mom would do this for years to her children?
Not at this point. They're going to, again, try to ask for some more questions. That's all part of the investigation, how or why. I don't think there's never going to be an answer any of us can understand or accept on the why. How do you? Anybody that's a parent looks at their kids and thinks, what a blessing, what a gift. And to allow this to happen, I don't think anyone, whether you have kids or not, will ever wrap your head around. But, maybe we can get some insight what she was thinking, but it will never satisfy any of us.
Do we know where she was living while they were living there?
Elsewhere in Pontiac.
Like a friend's house? Was it a family member?
Who was she living with?
Yeah.
I probably won't get into that at this point.
Interesting. It seems just kind of elaborate that she'd go to all these lengths trying to hide it from her family and all this. What stands out about this to you, Sheriff?
Yeah, the complexity of it, the length of it, on so many levels, it's just hard, again, to wrap your head around. If you don't...
She was living in Pontiac. Okay, so and I hope I'm saying this word correctly. So the sheriff no say who she was living with. Okay, he said I'm not gonna get into that. But if this was family that she was living with, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like if this was family that she was living with, this is a whole different type of beast. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like if she was staying with family and no one questioned where those 3 babies is. You know what I'm saying? Big Mama teaching is gone. Oh my God. Big Mama teaching is gone. It's like somebody done took it and set it ablaze. Can you imagine? I don't even want to imagine. This story is hard for me today. And I'm trying to get through it, y'all. I'm trying to get through it, but I don't know what to say. Because it hurts. I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to do me a favor. 18, do me a favor. Quincy R, that is in my chat. This is not the real Quincy. I was checking my log about, he said something yesterday about him buying a shirt from me. And I checked my log and he's lying. So that's not the Quincy that we know. You can block him, please. Block him, please. Thank you. all that yesterday. We call ourselves praying for him and saying all this stuff, and this is not even the real Quincy. So, Miss Straight Up No Chaser. Tell the father the kids, let's see, tell the father the kids are with her family. Then tell the family the kids are with the father. Okay, that make, yep. Yep. Now somebody else said, excuse me, somebody else says, okay. Steven said, I thought you knew. Tiki. I didn't. Only thing that made me flag what the brother was saying yesterday. Only thing that made me flag what the brother said yesterday is when he said he brought a hoodie. And so as content creators, you get a log of when people buy stuff for you. Okay? Yeah, Walker said that's why he had the wrench was gone. He was yes. Yes. I didn't put it together because he DM'd me and I talked to the real Quincy before. So that means somebody did take Quincy identity on social media. So, yeah. Can you imagine, y'all? I don't know what to say to y'all. I wanted us to talk about some more stuff. I didn't think I was going to break down like that. I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying. It's hard. Because when you're a mother and you see stuff like this, even my brothers, okay? My brothers with the king mindset that's in the chat. I know this hurts y'all too. You know what I'm saying? This hurt y'all too. I don't know what to say. I don't have anything. I'm hurting right now. I don't know what to say because, oh God, this is something. This is something. I watched somebody get in here and say the devil is busy. Listen. I always tell y'all that when women do stuff like this, the devil himself got to move over and say, wait a minute. Even the devil got to move over and say, wait a minute. Because who would think in their right mind to leave babies like that? You know what I'm saying? Who would think that this makes sense to leave babies like that? So you think, okay, so I send food every week. You know what I'm saying? I send food every week and I'm going to pay. Okay? Okay? I'm going to pay. I send food every week and I'm going to pay. Okay? You know what? Don't time Quincy out. I see him. Don't time him out, baby. Block him from my channel. Block him, please. He's a liar. He's a liar. Block him. That's not the real Quincy that we know. So, when you hear stuff like this, my brothers and sisters, this is something else. This is something else. I will not get in here. We not going to bash the baby father. We not going to do none of that. There's something deeper than this. Do you hear me? There's something else going on here. It's something else going on here. This woman just went and dropped these babies in hell and put them on a 5-year, what kind of, you know what I'm saying? This is some bullshit here. She wanted these babies to die. The call she wanted to get was that these babies died in that house. That's what were you going to tell anybody? That's the call she wanted to get, that these babies was going to die in this house. Morgan, I see you, baby. Thank you. It's okay, sis. Me and my brothers went through the same thing. Oh my God. I put, but with grace from the Most High, you made it out. Oh, man. Thank you, Morgan. I appreciate you, baby, for the $5 super chat. Can you imagine? I can't even. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. I see what you put. Thank you for blocking him. Oh my God, y'all. I wanted us to talk about something else. My heart can't take it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Yeah, Renee said it right. We glad Morgan y'all made it out. See, Morgan is a testimony. I told y'all those three children gonna be a testimony. You hear me? Those three children gonna be a testimony, honey. Oh my God. Y'all, I guess we gonna try tomorrow. We gonna try tomorrow. I'm gonna let y'all go. We gonna try tomorrow. To everybody who gave a super chat, thank you so much. You know, I will want to play the music like we usually do, but I don't think it's the right atmosphere for it. But I'm gonna make sure I play the music for y'all tomorrow. I'm so sorry, guys. It hurts so bad. I can't even continue this thing. I can't even continue this show today, y'all. And I know, you know, we ain't get much of the facts because I came out with my feelings. I came out with my feelings, so we couldn't really get into it. But I want y'all to watch the news and continue to check it out and stuff like that, so you can get the true understanding. But I couldn't bring out the fact. I was so angry inside. Mm-mm. It happened in Michigan. It happened in Michigan. Oh my God. Y'all, listen. All of us ain't supposed to have babies, y'all. All of us ain't supposed to have babies. I don't care what color you are. All of us ain't supposed to have babies. We not. We not supposed to have babies, y'all. I'm telling you right now. Because even when you dislike that father, that doesn't mean that you mistreat them babies. How you 2 steps from heaven's door and you don't take care, you don't take care of these babies. You about, listen, you 2 steps from heaven door when you give birth, and you don't want to take care of these babies. Cellulite, thank you. I appreciate you for dropping the facts. I came with emotion. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. That's why I tell y'all, men and women are so different. Nobody want to believe that, but men and women are so different. Because Cellulite and he came in here and said, take heed, da 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 da. And I'm in here, I'm cursing, I'm going off. I'm like, get that bitch, drop her, you know, and take heed to the message does not support violence. I don't support violence. Okay, I don't support violence, but damn. Oh my goodness. They not. They not. Zipper, I'm telling you. They not. Children are not for everybody. They are not. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, Cellulite, I know we different, but I was trying. I was trying, y'all. I was trying. It hurt. It hurt, y'all. It hurt. I was trying. Because I'm going to share something with you. I know in my mind how crazy I am. I know in my mind how crazy I am. Something bad happened with our baby daughter, the one that is 10 years old, right? Yesterday. Because she has a courtesy bus. Like she doesn't have like, oh, a special need, but in our community, they have a courtesy bus. So if your child is in that neighborhood, your child can get picked up by the courtesy bus. Okay, I live in the suburbs. Y'all know I told y'all. Okay, so she gets this bus. The bus driver is a very nice Hispanic woman, and she has my number. We talk. You know what I'm saying? Any problems, this and that. So she tells me, "Are you close to the bus?" I say, "Yes, I'm on my way now." So our daughter was on a bus, okay, and a girl in her school got mad with her and tried to stab her with some scissors. Okay. Now y'all know Takid is not in her right mind. Something is when you come for my children, this is a problem. I didn't get ghetto. I didn't get ghetto. The bus driver called the police. Police came. And my heart, I was ready to go wild, like, But I remember my king teaching, like, don't do no nonsense that will get your ass in jail. Don't do no nonsense, okay? So the police officer was good and everything like that. They filed the paperwork and stuff. They said they'll have everything ready. So I told my king I want to go down to the school this morning. I don't want to call the principal. I want to go down there. So he said, so you want to drop off at school? I said, yes, I'm going to take her to school. My king said, I don't want to hear nothing. Don't call me. Don't let nobody call me. Because our mommy of the neighborhood, she knows everything. So if anything happened to anybody on our street, she finds out. I don't even know how. This woman is amazing. He said, I don't want to hear nobody call me talking about why your wife did something at the school. Don't go whoop nobody. Don't go whoop nobody. So now as I drop our daughter off, this is our wine baby, the last born. She's the youngest. So the principal was on the corner. So I walked up to her and I told her what happened. And she looked at me. She said, I see, and she's a black one. She said, I see the fire in your eyes. I said, I'm going to share something with you. I want to see how you going to handle this situation. And then if I don't like how you handle this situation, I'm going to do it on my own. So then she says to me, wait a minute, sis, hold on. Let's talk. Okay? She said, let's talk. So we go into more depth about the whole thing. Okay? And she said, I got you. I got you, sis. We going to take care of this thing. I said, okay, thank you. Baby, y'all, you don't know. And I done saw this story already. And then what happened with my daughter, I'm like, baby. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. Everybody ain't supposed to have children. Everybody ain't supposed to have children. If you can't teach these babies how to be right, okay, you ain't supposed to have kids. You ain't. If you can't teach these babies how to govern over their emotions, or because they dislike somebody, you know what I'm saying? If you can't teach them, you ain't supposed to be a mama. You ain't. I even looked at this little one, our little one, the 10-year-old. I just looked at her and I had hugged her so long because I was proud of her. This girl was trying to stab her and she would not let this thing happen. She was not having it. And the bus was moving. As this girl trying to stab her, the bus is moving. But she said, Mama, I was not having it. She said, I was not having it, Mama. And I looked at her. And our kids, I'm going to share something with you. I never taught our children how to fight. Never. Not one time. I've never taught them how to fight. You hear what I'm saying? Never taught our girls how to fight. None of the children, our son, none of that. Okay? Never while they were growing up. Because the thing is, I lived in the hood. So I had to be taught how to fight. But since we lived in a quiet neighborhood, and even when we lived in Orange, we lived in a quiet neighborhood. It was called they would call it the Hill. Okay? So it wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? We didn't live somewhere crazy where the kids had to thump it out. You know what I'm saying? Like how I did growing up. So I never had to teach them. Okay? So, and I feel bad that I didn't teach them. You want to know why? Because now if somebody try to lay hands on them while they grown, what they going to do? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how, but this baby got them scissors out this girl hand and told the driver what happened. Can y'all imagine? The bus moving. This thing could have went in her eye. You know what I'm saying? This thing could have went in her eye. She could have, you know what I'm saying? This could have went left. That's why when you hear stuff like this, you say nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but God. When you hear stuff like this, you got to say this is nothing but God. Let me see. I saw somebody put this in here. Let me see who said it. Renee. That's what we're doing to the oldest boy now. We doing that to him right now. We doing that to him right now. Because I told you he looked like a linebacker. He real big guy. So we doing that to him right now, so that when he get older, he'll know how to protect himself. Can you imagine? Yeah, 18, baby. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to share something with you. This is when you say nothing but God. Do you hear me? I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Walker, only by his grace. This is when you say nothing but God. Because yesterday, I could have got some bad news. I could have got some bad news, okay? I could have got some bad news where I'll be rushing over to virtual hospital yesterday. And do you think Take Heed will be here with you this morning? Do you think Take Heed will be here with you this morning? Take Heed was a demon before I even knew anything about my husband. I ain't lying to you. I was somebody's problem. Okay? So if you hurt mine, I'm going to make sure I hurt you and everybody else that is included. That's how I was. Okay? That's how I was. I kid you not. I kid you not. I will not sit up here and lie. Anybody who know me in real life know I'm like that. No. Sis got a problem. Sis got a problem. As soon as I would have saw the mama and the child, baby, oh my God. So that's why when you hear stuff, you got to say nothing but God. Nothing but God. Do you hear me? Y'all have a wonderful day. Try to. I'm sorry I was doing all that crying, y'all. I love you all. Y'all, I'll see y'all tomorrow, God willing. Let me handle this business, finish handling this business with our last born. I done started the wheels in the process, so they should be calling me soon to probably come down to the school again. So I'm going to act right. I'm not going to do nothing that's going to get me in trouble because my king will lose it, honey. But I want to just tell y'all, I love all of y'all. Y'all be safe, okay? Y'all be safe, y'all. I am 18. I'm going to ask to see you. Thank you, baby. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow, God willing. Y'all take it easy. Thank you to everybody who donated to the channel today. I appreciate y'all. I don't, I was crying. I don't know what content y'all got today. Okay? I'm sorry for all that crying and everything. It's hard as a mother to see nonsense like that, Okay? It's hard as a mother to see nonsense like that. And in my mind, I wasn't thinking about the father. I was thinking about her. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I wasn't thinking about the father. I was thinking about her. You know what I'm saying? Like how she lead them babies like that. Anyway, y'all. All right. Much love to you all. Y'all be safe. Have a wonderful day. And I'm sorry. The content didn't go the way I thought it was supposed to go. And I couldn't hold it. So I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, guys. Take it easy. No music going out today. No music going out. All right. Yes, Sister 1973. I will do that, honey. All right, y'all. Take it easy, everybody.